Welcome, Agile friends. My name is Vasco, and I'm hosting this session with our awesome keynote speaker, Jutta Eckstein. Hey, Jutta, welcome.
Thank you, Vasco. Great to be here.
Absolutely. And Jutta will be talking to us about sustainability in the what I would call the IT world. And that's not to say only IT, but rather the world that has a lot of IT going right now. But there are also other interesting topics and keynotes here on the Agile Online Summit. Bob Payne, for example, will be talking about the history of Agile adoption and what we can learn from Lean, as well as Pia Maria Thoren will be talking about Agile applied to HR. So check those out as well at agileonlinesummit.com. But now to our keynote and guest speaker, Jutta. So Jutta, you wanted to talk about sustainability in this year's Agile Online Summit, and we definitely appreciate that you are here to talk about that topic, as it has become a rather important, topic for us in the IT world. But what drove you to suggest that topic? What brings you to study and talk publicly about the topic of sustainability in IT?
Well, maybe going back to what Sel Freudenberg and Liz Keogh kept saying for quite some time when they talked about agile stuff on like technical anything, and then they always closed with, remember, nothing of this will matter if we will not solve that planetary challenge. And I think they are absolutely right. And so for me personally, I'm in that topic for almost my life, I would say. Well, as a teenager, I started. Yet it took me very, very long to find a way how I can combine it with my profession, really. And so I just think this is, on the one hand, super important topic because of the challenges that we are seeing. And on the other hand, I also think in IT and in Agile, we have a lot how we can support it or how we can make a difference. And also we have to take a look at what is our own responsibility and where maybe do we screw it up already.
Yeah. And I think that when we talk about sustainability in IT, a lot of people out there will think, oh, but this is not such a big problem. But in fact, at the Product Owner Summit earlier this year in 2023, David Mussig shared his work on how he's working with a software team to try to reduce the emissions of CO2 due to the production and use of concrete, right? Like that was totally news to me. I did not know about concrete being one of the major sources of CO2 in the atmosphere, but also, of course, there's a lot of software that goes into managing the production, managing the use of whatever the elements are that come together to create concrete. But that's just one example from the work that you and the people around you have been doing on sustainability in the IT world. What are some of the ways in which you think we as software professionals can have a greater impact on the topic of emissions, for example?
So I want to pick on that example with concrete. By the way, concrete and steel, these are kind of the major contributions here. And whatever we can do in IT to reduce how it is created and therefore not create as much waste and not create as much carbon dioxide here is definitely one way, what we call sustainability by IT, or you could also sometimes maybe by Agile. You can also say that. So you could also think of, for example, having better systems for water management because of the algorithms you are having, or supporting agriculture with the systems that you're building. Or if I stick with sustainability by Agile, there is this example from which I like to refer to by Nicole Bellilos, Scrum Master, and she offered her experience to a group of refugees to build an app, and this